So you mean to tell me that 81 million people voted for this guy? Really? How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about Joe Biden being heckled mercilessly out there in New Jersey as he was assessing Hurricane Ida damage. Now, he was out there in this particular area, just walking through a neighborhood, talking to first responders, little kids or whatever. I think he was walking with Cory Booker and some other local officials. And then all of a sudden, here comes 1, 2, 3 voices in the background heckling them, talking about Afghanistan, talking about this, talking about that. Now, I see things like this more than I see anything else. You understand? So if you have 81 million people that voted for a particular person, you would think there would be some kind of impromptu celebration or a march or something in their favor, something to say, hey, you're a great president, keep it up, we're glad that we voted for you. But you don't see anything like that at all. Actually, you see more of the opposite, people heckling and saying you're not doing a good job. Even Democrats who have always had his back through the whole basement campaign, where he didn't leave his house, when he was stumbling and bumbling, acting the fool, saying racist things, they stuck right by his side. Even Democrats have turned their backs on this guy. He is not doing well at all. Now, before I go any further, let's roll the clip. In this clip, you're going to see Joe Biden walking around. Then you're going to hear the heckling in the background, and it'll be subtitled for you. And if you want to see the original clip, I'll link to that in the box. You're also going to see Joe Biden trying to dismiss them like, oh, that's nothing. That's not really a big deal. After we get done watching that, I'll come back. I'll talk about what was said and done there. Then I'll give you my 2 cents, my deep detail analysis, and then I'll wrap it on up with a nice bow on top. So without further ado, let's go ahead and roll it.
None of them were shouting or complaining. Every one of them were thanking me as if it was something special. I mean it sincerely, that I was here.
Should be ashamed of yourselves. Should be protecting pirates. He ain't gonna do shit. Best friend died in 2011 in Afghanistan for what? This guy to pull this shit. Leave them in ruins and leave Americans behind. Leave Americans behind. He would leave you behind. You guys protected him. He leave you guys behind.
That's great.
Leave no American behind! Ronald Wildrick buried in Arlington, 2011, December 11th. For what? He lost his life for what?
All right, so you saw that, you heard that. Now, I say he deserved it. 1,000% deserved it. The Afghanistan thing, I mean, that was hot news for a while, and it was spoken about, like I said. A lot of Democrats came out against him, but it kind of faded away. The problem is that the damage that has been done by that botched U.S. withdrawal from Afghanistan, the damage has been done and it's still happening. You still get a lot of Americans over there trapped. Where are they going to go? How are they going to get out? The Taliban are currently blocking flights from leaving Afghanistan. And Americans are on planes. Like, you understand? Imagine going to Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta Airport. You get on the plane, you get ready to take off, but then here comes some random gangbangers blocking you from being able to leave. And you're on this plane for days and weeks, not even able to get off the plane. How are you eating? How are you able to take care of sanitary needs? How are you doing anything? And it's like not really a big deal. How many Americans died over there that shouldn't have died? Those 13 servicemen and women that died, lost their lives. For what? Why? So when my man was like, hey, my best friend died in Afghanistan 2011, for what? I mean, a lot of people can empathize with that. And he's got to be able to answer for it. You know, you want to try to blame Trump, but Trump's not in office. Trump's not here. Yes, of course, Trump said he wanted to leave. Barack Obama said, everybody said they wanted to leave. But you, Joe Biden, you are the guy when the withdrawal happened. You didn't follow Trump's plan. So whatever happens, whatever catastrophic results of a withdrawal that happened are on your back. You can't blame someone else. But Joe Biden has repeatedly bungled things. The Afghanistan thing, that's just one thing. People want to say, oh, it's just one thing and blame Trump. There's been a repeated number of bungles. This whole thing with the unemployment insurance, keep kicking that can down the road, and you have small business unable to acquire staff because they're so dependent upon the government. You're expanding the state of the government. You're not doing well with foreign adversaries. China, you pretty much been in the need of China. You send Anthony Blinken over there to Alaska at the U.S.-China summit to get embarrassed to be used as propaganda for Chinese state media. I mean, this whole thing has been disastrous. You stop the Keystone XL pipeline in the U.S., but you give Russia the green light to get their pipeline to Germany. Like, this whole administration has been a big-time dumpster fire, and the gaffes, quote-unquote gaffes that this guy's doing are only going to get worse. What was the excuse at first that the Democrats said and the mainstream media said, oh, he's a stutterer and he's just getting his words jumbled? Did he just stutter his way through this, or was it just him losing his marbles?
Looks like a tornado, they don't call them that anymore, that hit the crops and wetlands in the middle of the country, and Iowa and Nevada, and I mean, it's just across the board. And, as I said, we're in this together.
What in the world was that? Talking about, tornadoes, they don't call them that anymore. Well, sir, what do they call tornadoes right now? I've never heard them get called anything else other than a tornado. When I was in the house, me and my wife are in the house, and a tornado hit the neighborhood, and you can hear it like a train. I didn't say, hey, that's a twisty tie or a zippity-doo. It's a tornado. I can hear it, and I see the devastation. Tornadoes sit out here in Tennessee. So what else are you going to call that? And then you said Nevada. Is that middle America? That's almost like West Coast. That's right bordering California. How was that middle America? You talking about Nebraska? Where's your mind at, sir? If you can't even remember what a tornado was called or where Nevada is, then how are you going to run the country? How are you going to be out there doing anything? I see now why they want to keep this guy in the basement, why they didn't want to have him do anything during the campaign. The virus for them was kind of a blessing in disguise because it enabled them to do the mail-in ballots, and there was all kind of skullduggery and chicanery going on there, but that's a different story, so I digress. They were able to take advantage of that situation for the voting, and they were also able to hide this man in the basement. If not for the virus, he would have had to have had more rallies and more handshaking and more exposure to the general public that would have revealed him for what he is, a shell of a man. You ever seen Weekend at Bernie's where the dead man's pretty much just being puppeted throughout the entire movie? That's Joe Biden right now. And I feel like he probably won't make it throughout the entire presidency. They'll probably say, hey, you know what? Let's go ahead and pull the 25th Amendment. He's not really fit for office. And let's throw Kamala Harris in there. It won't be any different with Kamala Harris. She'll just be a cackling embarrassment rather than a guy that is no longer have cognitive function embarrassment, but an embarrassment nonetheless because it's the people that are behind them. It's the staff, the deep state, the generals, all these people. They're going to run this thing into the ground. I can only hope that in 2022 we get some relief. We get some more senators in there that know what they're doing. Some more House reps in there that know what they're doing. Get your AOCs and Ilhan Omars and all these kind of guys and girls out of office. And then in 2024, we can get a better president, vice president, cabinet, whole administration in office. That's the only hope that I see right now. If we are not able to achieve that, then even if it's not Joe Biden, you're going to see a lot more of these ridiculous and brain dead, quote unquote, gaffes from whoever's in there. It doesn't really matter who they put in there. They could put an empty suit. Literally, they're going to run it from behind the scenes. And the issue, as I said before many times, is that those that are behind the scenes are the biggest morons of all. But I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? How do you feel about Joe Biden being heckled out there in New Jersey? I personally loved it. I appreciate Americans standing up for what's right, standing up for how they feel, not just a matter of, oh, okay, I saw that you're a bad guy on the YouTubes or on television. No, it's not even about that. It's about, I see what you're doing. You're not doing a good job. My friend died in Afghanistan. What was it for? What are you going to do to fix this whole thing that you have created? Huh? That's what I enjoy seeing, people thinking for themselves and not being brainwashed by anyone. So you guys know where I'm at. I loved it. It was great. And I think we're going to see more of it. If they let him out of his basement at any point in time throughout the next few months, you're going to see more and more heckling as he earned. But whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.